Am I crooked? Is this a crooked angle? Is this like a Sam Raimi thing, a Dutch angle? Okay, let me see if I can just adjust this here. Yeah, well, I don't know. Probably gonna need my other hand. Hang on. Okay, here we go. Video number 2. Oh wow, my hands need a haircut. As a holiday, Valentine's Day wears many different hats. Some see it as a day honoring romantic love, where we reach out to that special someone who lights up our life with their smile, their soul, and in some cases, their face and neck tattoos. Others see Valentine's Day as an unwelcome reminder of all the downsides of human coupling: heartbreak, regret, and shared social media accounts that are clearly only being run by one of the two people involved, except they always say we and our to make it look like it's both of them doing it, and every time you interact with them, it feels like you're talking to Queen Elizabeth, or maybe Venom. Some see its roots as the Christian holiday from which it still takes its name, and others look further back to an ancient pagan ritual, one that has more in common with the howling than it does with your standard romantic comedies. And then there are those who view Valentine's Day as a cynical cash grab perpetrated by megacorporations in a bid to trick us all into buying their greeting cards and candy. But underneath all these competing interpretations, which story is closest to the truth? What is the real meaning of Valentine's Day? And is there anything in its history that you could use to explain why you didn't buy your significant other a present this year? Well, we're going to answer those questions. That's a no, by the way. You're on your own about the present thing, and boy, you got your work cut out for you. We're going to answer those questions as we take a look at the true history of Valentine's Day. Let's start with the name. Valentine's Day takes its name from Saint Valentine, who could be one of two people. Saint Valentine of Rome, who in the 3rd century was taken prisoner by the emperor and said to have healed another prisoner's blindness before being martyred. Or Saint Valentine of Terni, who ministered to early persecuted Christians before being martyred by a different emperor sometime around the year 273. Or maybe they were the same guy. There were so many Valentineses running around back then, and so many legends have been attributed to them, that it's a little hard to tell which one the holiday was supposed to be honoring. What we do know is that sometime around the end of the 5th century, Pope Gelasius I officially designated February 14th as St. Valentine's Day, probably as a way of rebranding from a different mid-February festival celebrated by the pre-Christian Roman Empire, but we'll come back to that. Originally a celebration of the saint himself, Valentine's Day didn't really become associated with love until the 14th century, fed by legends that Saint Valentine had done some love-adjacent things, like performing secret marriages for couples that were forbidden to be together. By the 18th century, it had become common for English lovers to exchange flowers, confections, and handmade cards expressing their devotion to one another. In 1797, a British publisher put out a book of pre-written suggested verses for young men who weren't good at writing poetry on their own, and it wasn't long after that pre-made paper valentines were being mass-produced all across England. Then with the invention of the postage stamp in 1840, it became relatively cheap and easy to send mail. And so, the idea of sending valentines to the ones you love, even anonymously, took off. Then the first heart-shaped box of chocolate was produced soon after in 1868, and since then Valentine's Day has grown into the multi-billion-dollar holiday behemoth that we know today. But what if I told you there was another layer to the history of Valentine's Day? A history that dates back to before the Catholic Church. A bloody celebration that celebrates not love, but passion, renewal, and maybe even werewolves. This part of our story begins with the Iron Age king Lycaon, who is said to have been a cruel and brutal ruler to the people of Arcadia. Lycaon tried to fool the god Zeus by secretly feeding him a child, but Zeus discovered the trick and punished Lycaon by turning him into a wolf. The mountains where Lycaon was said to dwell later became the site of ancient pagan rituals where men supposedly transformed themselves into wolves. This early werewolf ritual later inspired the Roman festival Lupercalia, which was named after the she-wolf Lupercal, who was said to have raised Romulus and Remus, the founders of Rome. During the Lupercalia, a caste of priests known as the Brotherhood of the Wolf would perform animal sacrifices, smear themselves with blood, and go running naked through the streets, whipping any women they came across with leather thongs. Couples would then pair up at random in what may have been history's first key party, and from there the celebrations would quickly become a little too hot for TV, if you catch my drift. This was all meant to purify the city by warding off evil spirits and by ensuring a bountiful harvest in the coming spring. Obviously, a celebration where blood-covered wolfmen engage in orgies on the city street was really not the aesthetic the Catholic Church was looking for, and so the Lupercalia was replaced by early celebrations of St. Valentine. Maybe that's why we're not sure which one it's for. Like, I wonder if the Pope was just desperate and pulled a saint's name out of a hat, just so they could start handing out flyers for the new holiday. So that's Valentine's Day. From its earliest incarnation as Greek werewolf myth to its modern-day existence as the backbone of the greeting card industry, this little holiday has been through a lot. But while it might be nice to take things back to the roots and celebrate Valentine's Day with a good old-fashioned series of unexplained animal maulings, I hope we don't forget that Valentine's Day has also become an important reminder to cherish the ones we love. Now, to be fair, I probably bungled some of this history just now. But frankly, if you're relying on a puppet on the internet to always play things 100% straight with you, you kinda deserve to fail whatever essay assignment you're apparently using me to study for. But hey, thank you for joining me as I explain the true-ish hidden horror movie history of this holiday, and I hope you'll tune in next time as I explain how Dracula invented soccer. But for now, here's Crunchy with the All Puppet Players, wishing you a very happy Valentine's Day. I sincerely hope you get a chance today to put your mouth on the ones you love. Provided that they're cool with it. Make sure they're cool with it.